You are too soft. And your weakness is why you're broke. But that's just a statement. Let me show you with science and psychology why being soft is limiting your financial potential. Now, why should you listen to me? I'm a 26-year-old entrepreneur based in Melbourne, Australia. We have over 40 staff and we serve nearly 60 clients all across the world. We've been able to build this company based on principles: speed, deep thinking, and client first. And these principles have engineered high performance across all of our staff. So let's make you a little bit tougher. So, tough versus soft. So here's why being soft is losing you money. Soft is slow. What does that mean? Dami, you making shit up. If you can't get feedback, internalize it and process it very quickly, you don't get the added effect of feedback. And by feedback, I'm not talking about receiving information, I'm talking about feedback loops. So a feedback loop looks like this. It's a continuous spiral. But what happens is, many of you that are soft, it just reaches a dead end. So feedback, the arrow goes like that, and then it goes flat. So now let's annualize this. Let's look at this over 12 months. The person, this is him at month 1. He's not as soft. Feedback loop, iterate. Month 2, month 3, month 4, and it keeps going upwards. Now what it feels like emotionally is like this. It's up and down, it's painful, it's highs and lows, it's uncomfortable. What you don't understand is the person that wasn't soft looks at it as simply feedback. They divorce their emotions from the words thrown at them and are looking for the context that they can use to get to the next level. So being soft is slow. The second thing, being soft is not sexy. Now what do I mean by being not sexy? When you're working within a team, A players like to work with other A players. When I was working in corporate sales at 21 to 22 years old, and I thought I was really good at sales because just before COVID, I was 20, I grew my agency to its first 10K a month. I was like, I'm finally a YouTube 10K a month guy. Lost the whole agency within 2 weeks after being featured in the paper, and I was humbled because I thought I was better than I was. Go to corporate sales, I see these guys that are making 200K a year at 29, 28, 31. And this is when especially making 6 figures a year went way back, more back then. So I get put in a pod and I have to now cold call OEMs, what we call original equipment manufacturers. It's people like Toyota, Mazda, Subaru. And I'm a 21-year-old thinking, I'm gonna kill it. Like I sell agency services, like these tech old school guys, I'm gonna beat all of them. I was so wrong. So what happened was I rock up to the building in the city, wearing my dad's coat because I didn't have money to buy my own blazers at the time. And I'm just trying to act a bit more cocky than usual because that's how I always approach things in life. I sit down with the manager first day, and to be honest, I start really well. I get appointments, I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be so easy. And then they're like, okay, Dami, it's obvious that you can appointment set for the retail and the medical division. We want you to now go to the auto division. So this is the OEMs, used car dealers, etc. And I'm thinking, well, this can't be any easier, any harder than what I'm already doing. The next day comes around. I'm now listening to the way the sales guys are selling to the used cars dealers and the OEMs. And I'm like, whoa, this is a different level of communication that I have not yet been exposed to. These car guys will be like, fuck off, and yell it at the phone and hang up. And these senior sales guys are just laughing. They're like, oh, that's cute. And they just call the name. I'm like, whoa, I wasn't raised to be that insensitive. I sit down next to them. One of them was called Andy. Shout out to Andy. I liked Andy. I didn't like the other guy, so I'm not going to name him, but he was a dick. Anyway, so I sit next to Andy, and I'm like, bro, how do you deal with all this rejection? They're like, mate, they don't mean what they're saying. It's just an emotional reaction. Again, going back to step number 1, soft is slow. Slow equals flat. But understanding the spiral effect, it becomes a loop upwards. So it's almost like every rejection that he was getting more energy. He was getting almost excited. He'd do this thing with his shoulders a little bit, oof, it was kind of weird, but it worked for him, okay? So, not soft. Soft is sexy, is not sexy. After I learned from Andy how to reframe rejection, he started being more comfortable with me starting to join in his calls with his other sales team. But it wasn't until month 2 that he was like, okay, I don't want Dami to come and F this up because there's a certain standard that we have here. They were a lot more cold-hearted, a lot more, gray beard, older kind of gentlemen. To have this young kid wearing his dad's coat come in and try to be the top dog who would freeze after 5 or 10 rejections was not appealing to these men that would laugh off rejection. So again, soft is not sexy, but strong is sexy. And strong makes A players want to work with you. A big way that we hire now is instead of the hires or the applicants coming through me, they will get interviewed by a different staff member that is a high performer first. So for example, Ero James, he's our sales team leader. Before one of our guys, Chris in Melbourne, got promoted to closer, he had to prove himself to Ero first. Now Chris is older than Ero. Ero is like late 20s, but Ero is getting results. Ero is a soldier. Ero laughs at rejection, all the time, every day. And that's again because soft is not sexy, okay? And you want to be sexy, so you've got to be strong. So my third point about toughness and the importance of it, okay? Tough is also synonymous with endurance. David Goggins, so let me just write endurance. David Goggins talks about callousing your mind. And again, a lot of people aren't fans of him. Some people love him. I think he's pretty cool. But when he's talking about callousing your mind, he's talking about your brain getting used to certain patterns. That's all callousing is. It's the brain getting used to certain patterns, right? So how do you get used to certain patterns? You need to learn how to endure. I've been making content on YouTube since 2019. And during COVID, truthfully, I probably could have I went hard during COVID. The year after COVID, I did not keep up the level of output that I was doing in 2019 when I was first getting traction. So it wasn't until 2023 where I came back and I was like, we're back. And I started to make all this content again. But you know what I missed out on? I missed out on the compounding effect and the spiral of enduring, right? So again, the first thing you need to understand is that soft is slow, soft is not sexy, or you want to be sexy, so you want to be strong, and you have to endure, because endurance is what gives you the mental callousing. In terms of other ventures, have been able to grow them much faster than my agency because I come to it with a level of endurance and sexy strength and speed that allows it to take off faster. So I don't look at rejection the same. And the way we do most things is the way we do most things, right? So when it comes to trying to apply for a job, trying to marry someone that you love but you're scared of talking to, okay? Trying to go after a promotion, trying to start something new, your relationship with it can actually be very different to fear if you master the speed of strength, the sexiness of strength, and the rewards of endurance. Now, if you guys like content like this, then of course, like, subscribe, and share this with a friend. It really does help the algorithm. Please drop a comment. Let me know if this is helpful and you're learning something from it. There is a bunch of resources in the description in terms of free ebooks for SEO. There's a free Skool group if you want to learn more about sales and marketing. And if you think you're a good fit for what we do at Clientele Boosters, again, what we simply help people do is we help people make more money or grow more in terms of attention. Then you can fill out the link below. And if you want one-to-one consulting, then of course you can have that as well and try your luck and see if you're a good fit. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. I appreciate your support. And as always, I believe in you, but more importantly, think mega. I'll see you guys in the next one.